of Cougar baseball hits Donley Field tonight as the Grayson County Cougars return home to take on the Ohio County Eagles in search of their fourth consecutive win in a rematch from opening day this year. And a good evening and welcome here to Donley Field as it is our first broadcast of Grayson County Cougar basketball for the 2022 regular season, as it is the Grayson County Cougars welcoming in the Ohio County Eagles as these two teams met back to start the season back on the 15th of March. And a football game broke out in Hartford as the final score was 13-12. Very high-scoring matchup. Could we be seeing something similar again tonight? We'll find out as this game goes on. As it's Sam Gormley with you tonight, we appreciate you taking the time to tune in to tonight's coverage right here on K105 Digital Productions. The Eagles of Ohio County are a record of 5-3. The Grayson County Cougars have a record of 3-2. It should be a great matchup as Jaron Van Meter will be getting the start tonight for Grayson County, going up against Brett Hoskins for Ohio County as your pitching matchup. Coming up on our little bit of a pregame show here, we are going to introduce you to both teams. We are going to give you the starting lineups, and we'll have all of the play-by-play of the Grayson County Cougars and the Ohio County Eagles. That comes up and more right here on K105 Digital Production. Welcome back here to Grayson County High School, where the Grayson County Cougars are preparing to take on the Eagles of Ohio County. Sam Gormley with you on the call tonight as we appreciate you taking the time to tune in to tonight's coverage. Grayson County with that record of 3-2 to get to this point so far this season have and now had 3 straight wins, as this is under the new head coach, Jody Nutt. Looks like we're going to take a step aside as it's time for the national anthem, as it is Grayson County and Ohio County. Comes up here in just mere moments. back to a chilly Donley Field as the Grayson County Cougars are preparing to take on the Eagles of Ohio County. Let's bring you tonight's starting lineups for both teams. First, for the Eagles of Ohio County, coached by Ben Everly, with a record of 5-3. Leading off and playing second base will be Matthew Smith. The two-hole hitter will be the center fielder, Jalen Walker. Batting third behind the plate is Jacob Gregory. The four-hole hitter and cleanup hitter is the first baseman, Ashton Ferris. Batting fifth, the designated hitter is Derek Bradley. Batting sixth, Brett Hoskins. He will also be the starting pitcher. Ladder third, it will be Clayton Goff in third base, Graydon Bernard in left, and Brian Tishner, the right fielder. Your designated player tonight at shortstop is Braden Towery. Once more, that starting lineup for Ohio County is Smith at second, Walker in center, Gregory behind the plate, Ferris at first, Bradley is the designated hitter, Hoskins the pitcher, Goff at third, Bernard in left, and Tishner in right. Starting lineup for the Grayson County Cougars, the record of 3-2. Jaron Van Meter will lead off. He'll be the starting pitcher. Batting second at shortstop is Ethan Snyder. The three-hole hitter will be the center fielder, Camden Brothers. Batting fourth, the designated hitter is Landon Shirella. Batting fifth at third base is Eli Watson. Batting sixth in right field is Chandler McCready. Batting seventh at second is Michael Wood. Batting eighth behind the plate is Langdon Mattingly. And batting ninth in left field is Braden Childress. The designated player will be the first baseman, Sawyer Drake. Once more, that starting lineup. Van Meter, the pitcher. Snyder at short. Brothers in center. Shirella, the designated hitter. Watson at third. McCready in right. Wood at second. Mattingly behind the plate. The left fielder is Braden Childress. It's about time now for baseball here in Litchfield between the Grayson County Cougars and the Ohio County Eagles. Sam Gormley with you on the call tonight. Jaron Van Meter getting the start for the Cougars of Grayson County. So far this season, 11 innings pitched, 1-1 record with a 3.18 ERA. 13 strikeouts to only 3 walks for Van Meter. Doesn't have much size, but he's going to just pepper the strike zone. He's going to be very efficient. Leading off for Ohio County, it's going to be Matthew Smith, the second baseman. Smith this season leads the team, hitting .350 with 4 runs batted in and a pair of doubles. And the first pitch is a called strike on the outside corner. And tonight's game is underway here tonight from Donley Field on a chilly night. Temperatures hovering at around 50 degrees with a very light wind that's been kind of swirling around most of the day. The second pitch coming from Van Meter is popped off behind the plate. And quickly heading the count at 0-2 strikes is Jaron Van Meter. Grayson County played this Ohio County team just a couple of weeks ago, and it was an offensive explosion from both teams. Grayson County lost that game 13-12. Van Meter's pitch, a little breaking ball that didn't get quite enough bend, and it just misses on the outside corner, and the count goes to 1-2 strikes. Matthew Smith, it was also the leading rusher and passer for the Ohio County football team. He was kind of their do-it-all for their offense. The 1-2 coming is again fouled off behind the plate, and we'll do it one more time. Van Meter again this season been very efficient. 13 strikeouts to only 3 walks. His whip, if we're going to get real official here, hovers at around 1.45 this season. The 1-2 coming from Jaron Van Meter as he looks in for the sign. The pitch is a breaking ball that again is fouled off, and we got an early battle going on between Van Meter and Smith. And getting the start behind the plate for the first time this season is going to be Landon Mattingly. Chandler McCready, the usual starter, is playing a little right field tonight, switching it up. The 1-2 coming from the lefty Van Meter is ripped into left field for a base hit. The left fielder Childress comes over to grab it, and Matthew Smith has a leadoff base hit, and that's how we'll get started in tonight's game. That one just went right over the head of Eli Watson, and Ohio County gets the bats going. When these two teams played back, Grayson County led 10-4 in the middle of the 5th inning before the Eagles scored 9 unanswered. They ended up winning the game by a final score of 13-12. Stepping in now to hit will be Jalen Walker. Walker this season hitting .294, leads the team with 8 runs scored. He finds a way to get in when he does, and there's a pickoff move and in ahead of the tag. It's down at first base is Sawyer Drake tonight for Grayson County. So 1 pro to the lefty. Van Meter, when he gets to look over, he gets to pretty much stare down the runner Matthew Smith. Van Meter looks in for the sign from Mattingly. Stares down the runner Smith. Now will deliver the first pitch, and it's low, and the runner is off Smith, and he's got that bag stolen easily down at second base. So there's a stolen base from Matthew Smith, and immediately a runner moves into scoring position here for the Ohio County Eagles. Jalen Walker was showing bunt on that play. Will they keep the bunt on, or will they pull it off and see if they can't get an early run? Another big lead for Smith. Van Meter delivers the pitch. It's inside, and that'll move the count here to 1 ball and 1 strike. It is a chilly night here at Donley Field. Feels a little weird that we're almost at April, and temperatures have struggled today to get even into the 50-degree mark. Very chilly all day. The 1-1. The infield comes in, pickoff move, and it hits off the back of Smith. And it just moves a little bit over to the shortstop position, and Ethan Snyder runs over to grab it. And it was one of those that could have been a lot worse. It was a decent throw from Van Meter on the spin, but just threw it right off the back, and Snyder couldn't get it in time. Here comes the 1-1 one more time. Pitch is a called strike on the outside corner. Nice job by Van Meter to get that on the outside, and Walker was showing bunt again on that play. He looks down at Ben Everly, the head coach, down in the third base coach's box. The 1-2 pitch from Van Meter as he looks back at Smith, delivers the pitch. It's a ground ball to second base. Recovered, throwing on to first, and there's the first out of the inning. Smith does advance to third on the play. Michael Wood was able to go down and get that as the ball kind of, when it came out there, it took kind of a weird hop on Wood. He did a nice job, though, to go down to the knee, make sure he was going to get the easy play at first base, but Smith does move 90 feet away now. Jacob Gregory, the catcher, will toe in for his first at bat. He's sitting .333 with 4 runs batted in. The lefty-on-lefty matchup here from Jaron Van Meter. 1 down here in the top of the first inning. Still no score between Grayson County and Ohio County. There's a called strike on the outside corner. Your home plate umpire tonight, Sean Williams. One of the absolute favorites of this of umpires in this area. The pitch coming is fouled off to the left side, out of play. No balls and 2 strikes as Van Meter is ahead in the count. The runner, Smith, is at third. The pitch is a sweeping break ball line right back up the middle, and it's going to be 1-0 Ohio County. Took a weird bounce, but Camden Brothers is able to recover it in center, and the Eagles strike first, and they lead 1-0 against Grayson County. Nice job there, just putting the ball back to where it was pitched. And we're going to have a courtesy runner now in for Ohio County down at first base. The courtesy runner is going to be the freshman Nolan Bays. He's 2 runs scored this season, so the catcher is going to step out. And now in to hit is Ashton Ferris, one of the big bats of this Ohio County team. He's both of the Eagles' home runs this season, 7 runs batted in as he hits .313. A pickoff attempt and in safe. Ahead of the tag was Bays. So Ohio County leads 1-0 on the base hit by the catcher Gregory. Van Meter looks into Mattingly. The pitch just misses high and outside. And falling behind here at 1 ball and no strikes is going to be Jaron Van Meter. The 1-0 here with 1 down in the inning. The pitch, called strike on the outside corner. Nice pitch there by Van Meter. He's staying on the outside part of the plate against Ferris, who has a lot of power. If he gets a hold of one, he can really let it fly. As Ferris also, and this is not necessarily the combination that you see a lot, very good bowler. As he was on the bowling team, he was one of only 32 individuals to qualify for the state bowling tournament. It's a swing and a miss there. Finished in 3rd in the region in his competition in bowling. Grayson County doesn't have a bowling team, but Ohio County's bowling team obviously had success, and Ferris was one of their top bowlers. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Coming to Ashton Ferris from Jaron Van Meter. The pitch, sweeping breaking ball, called strike on the outside corner. As the sweeper comes in and bend just enough to grab that. There's 2 down in the inning, and it will now turn to another lefty in the designated hitter of Derek Bradley. Bradley hitting .333 on the season with a pair of runs batted in. Ohio County leads 1-0 in this game against Grayson County. The pitch, swing and a miss. And Meter sped that one up a little bit and got it right past the big bat of Bradley. Bradley, the junior for Ohio County. The runner, Bays, stands at first base. Eagles already have struck in this inning to lead 1-0. Pitch, swing and a miss. Another one that Van Meter just sped right up past the swinging middle bat. And you just heard right now from the Ohio County dugout, someone yelled out, watch out for the curveball. Especially with a lefty-on-lefty matchup. Van Meter's had that ball working on the bend. The 0-2 with 2 down here in the top of the first inning. The pitch, right there, it bounces in, and Bays will have the bag stolen. No throw coming from Mattingly. As the ball bounced in, and another steal for the Eagles puts a runner in scoring position. Here comes the 1-2. Low and inside, and that'll even up the count here at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Jaron Van Meter trying to work out of this inning and make sure no more damage comes. The break even from Van Meter with 2 down in the inning. The pitch called time right as the ball was getting ready to be thrown, and Van Meter did throw it. And the time was thrown as he was coming through the windups. That ball just slipped, and it's a nice job by Mattingly to jump up there and grab it. We'll do it one more time. That had to have been called from the hitter, Derek Bradley. A pickoff move comes in. It's a bouncing play, and he is safe as the tag wasn't able to be fielded by Ethan Snyder down at shortstop. And Van Meter, if he would have delivered a better throw, he would have caught Bays sleeping down at second. The break even. Pitch bounces in the dirt, and our attempt down to third. He is in there safe, says the umpire. Almost just caught a big play as Bays saw that ball bounce, and he immediately took off, and now that runner moves to 90 feet away. The 3-2 is outside, and he walked him. Van Meter got ahead in the count at no balls and 2 strikes through 4 consecutive balls, and this is not what you want to do here for Grayson. It looked like Van Meter was going to be able to get out of the inning with no further damage. Now stepping in to hit will be Brett Hoskins, the pitcher, going to try and help himself up. He grounds one to the shortstop, Snyder. He'll take it himself to second, and that is the inning. Grayson County, though, trails 1-0 as the Cougars are coming up as we head to the bottom of 1. This is Cougar Baseball right here on K105. Donley Field. Grayson County trails 1-0 as we head into the bottom half of our opening frame. As a starting pitcher tonight for Ohio County is Brett Hoskins. 2 games this season, 3 2/3 of an inning, 1.91 earned run average, 3 walks and 3 strikeouts. He's going to pitch to contact. His leadoff hitter for Grayson County is going to be Jaron Van Meter. He's been far and away the best bat for the Cougars this year. Well, one of the best bats for Grayson County is it's been Landon Chiarella and Jaron Van Meter. Van Meter at the leadoff hole. When your leadoff hitter's hitting .533, that's usually a recipe for some success because you want that first batter to get on and let the other men knock him in. Van Meter will lead off. The Cougars find themselves at a 1-0 deficit. Hoskins, the junior right-handed hurler. And his first pitch to Van Meter is low and a cold strike at the knees. Van Meter in the first inning of work for him pitching-wise. A couple of light contact that went around to score. Pitch moves outside, and that'll move the count here to 1 and 1 strike. Van Meter became last season one of the more, I guess he didn't get a lot of opportunities to hit, but really when he got the chance, he made contact. He's not the guy that you're going to see hit home runs over the fence, but he's a guy that's going to make contact. And really in your leadoff, is he right on cue? It's a fly ball straight away center field. The center fielder, Walker, might have taken one step to his left to grab that one, and that's the first out of the inning. It was good contact there by Van Meter, but for your leadoff hitter, you don't necessarily need a leadoff hitter who's trying to hit the ball over the right field fence. You just want a guy that can, find the gap, has good speed, and Van Meter has both of those. Ethan Snyder, the shortstop, will now step in. And the first pitch to the senior Snyder is low for ball 1. Snyder returns some of the most experience for this Grayson County team as he started, if not every game at shortstop last year, just about for this Grayson County Cougar baseball team that fell in the district semifinals. Pitches outside, does get past the catcher Gregory, and Snyder's ahead in the count here, 2 balls and no strikes. When these two teams met back a couple of weeks ago, Grayson County scored 12 runs. It was their most runs that Grayson County had scored in a loss since May the 10th of 2003, in nearly 20 years. There's a pitch on the outside corner for cold strike. And I always find it interesting is, when you're talking to a coach of how do you read into a game like that when your offense scored 12 runs but you give up 13. Pitch goes inside, a cold strike to even up the count here. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Hoskins dotted that inside corner. The break even from the quick worker, the righty Brett Hoskins, is low, and that'll move the count here to 3 balls and 2 strikes. It's a really nice pitch by Hoskins on the outside corner. Snyder did a nice job just holding off as it was just outside. The 3-2 with 1 down here in the bottom half of the first inning as it's 1-0 Ohio County. The pitch is a ground ball to the third baseman, Goff. He goes to his left, throws across the diamond, and that's the second out of the inning. Snyder made the contact. Goff had to just move a little bit to his left to throw across the diamond. That'll be Camden Brothers, the center fielder. He's hitting .340 this year for Grayson County. The tall, lengthy center fielder. The pitch from Hoskins dots the inside corner for a cold strike 1. Hoskins comes with the 0-1 now, and it's another high chopper to the third baseman, Goff. He'll throw across. It's a little bit of a high throw, but Ashton Ferris is able to grab it, and the Cougars go 1-2-3 in the bottom half of the first inning. And through 1, it's Ohio County 1, Grayson County 0. This is Cougar Baseball on K105. We head to the second inning. Ohio County on top 1-0 here from a chilly Donley Field. It'll be 7, 8, 9 in the order for Ohio County. Leading off, it'll be Caden Goff. Goff made a couple of plays at third base in the last inning. Is Goff hitting 176 this year with 3 runs batted in. Van Meter in for his second inning of work. And the first pitch coming from the left-handed starter. Bounces in the dirt outside for ball 1. Van Meter in the first inning gave up a pair of hits, 1 run, and gave up a couple of stolen bases as well as the Eagles were aggressive on the base paths. The 1-0 coming outside for ball 2. Van Meter did throw 24 pitches in inning number 1. The 2-0 coming from the lefty is high, and he's falling behind in the count now at 3 balls and no strikes to Caden Goff. Van Meter kind of did a little walk around the mound there, just to kind of recollect himself. The 3-0 comes. There's a cold strike on the outside corner. The old discussion of red light, green light in situations like that, it looked like Goff had the good old red light. The pitch is a ground ball to the third baseman, Watson. He'll throw across the diamond. It's a low throw, but Sawyer Drake with a nice pick to get the first out of the inning. Graydon Bernard will now hit the left fielder. Bernard this season hitting .214 with 5 runs batted in. He does lead the team as well with 5 stolen bases when he gets to that point. Another lefty-on-lefty matchup, and the first pitch from Van Meter is outside for ball 1. I think the most important part of that last at-bat for Van Meter is he fell behind 3-0. And still got the out. He battled back, didn't let 3 bad pitches affect the rest of the at-bat. The 1-0 comes to Bernard inside, and a nice stop behind the plate by Mattingly. Mattingly getting his first start behind the plate this season, and for the most part early on has done a very good job of controlling the game and making sure nothing gets by him. The 2-0 coming from Van Meter is a cold strike at the knees. Grayson County trails 1-0 here as we're in the top of the second inning from Donley Field on the campus of Grayson County High School. A chilly, overcast Monday evening. The 2-1. Another cold strike at the knees. He got the last one called, so he went right back to that same position and was able to get it called one more time. The break even coming from Van Meter to try and bounce back from falling behind 2-0. Is a sweeping breaking ball called. Strike 3. Comes on the inside corner, turning around to try and wear it was Bernard. And the bend ended up kissing the inside corner for the second out of the inning. Gotta love that if you're Van Meter. He falls behind 3-0 to the leadoff hitter, falls behind 2-0 to the second hole hitter and gets them both out. And that'll be Brian Tishner. Pitch is outside for ball 1. Van Meter, 71% of his pitches in the first inning were for a strike. Not been quite as efficient here in inning number 2. The 1-0. Swing and a miss. He blew that one right past Tishner. Tishner this season still looking for hit number 1 as he's 0 for 14, but does have a pair of RBIs. The 1-1 is fouled off behind the plate, and Van Meter now finds himself ahead of the first batter in this inning. Tonight's broadcast is presented by NCTC, powered by Warren RECC. Find out more at fiberforgrayson.com. The 1-2 is outside, and Mattingly wasn't going to be able to go and grab that one as he smartly just kind of let that one bounce across the hard brick of the backstop here at Donley Field. The break-even pitch coming from Jaron Van Meter, trying to work out of this inning with no damage. It's low and outside. And I don't mind that pitch whatsoever from Van Meter. He was trying to see if he couldn't get Titchener to chase, but now on a 3-2, you got to make sure you get a pitch close here. The 3-2 from Van Meter, swing and a miss at a pitch at his eyes, and that is the inning. We're through 1.5. It is Ohio County 1, Grayson County 0. This is Cougar Baseball on K105. Landon Chiarello will lead off the bottom half of the second inning for Grayson County. Cougars trail 1-0 against Ohio County. Grayson County went 1-2-3 in the top half of the inning. Chiarello, a blazing start to the year. 538, 3 runs batted in, and 4 doubles for the left-handed hitter. The first pitch from Brett Hoskins is fouled off behind the plate. Grayson County's offense has been good this season, especially compared to the start that they got last year, where the offense really struggled. They've had at least a better start to start this year, especially with the 12 runs they had against this Ohio County team when they met to start the opening game of the season. Second pitch is low and outside, and Chiarello watches that one go by, and that'll move the count here to 1-1 strike. Hoskins delivers the 1-1. Ground ball right back to the second baseman, Smith. He'll go down to a knee and throw over to first, and that is the first out of the inning. That'll be Eli Watson hit for Grayson County, hitting 111 to start the year, and he's one of those bats that Jody Nutt really wants to see going, because when he's feeling it, he can definitely find the gaps, and when you're looking in the 4, 5, 6 hole, you got to have guys that can knock runners in. Pitch is high and outside for ball 1. Hoskins peppered that. It's that sound on that pitch there as went into the glove of Gregory that is, it is one of the best sounds that you can possibly have. So that's outside, gets past, is that it's hard to even describe what it is, because I don't even know that you can really describe it as a thud. It might be a snap or what it is, but when you have a fastball hit the glove of a catcher, that just sound that it makes is just, it's the sound of summer. As the 2-0 is a ground ball in the hole to the shortstop. It's going to be bobbled and no throw, and Eli Watson gets on for the first base hit for Grayson County. That was going to be a really tough play for the shortstop, Towery, as Watson put that in the hole, and it was a smart play by Towery to make sure that, I mean, he didn't throw that one across, because you will see sometimes that players on the left side of the infield will try to be a hero and throw one across the diamond, and I think it's kind of one of those things that coaches always tell their team is, you're not Barry Larkin, you're not Derek Jeter, you're probably not going to make that throw. It'll be Chandler McCready, the right fielder, to step in with Eli Watson standing down at first base. The Cougars' first base runner of the game as they trail 1-0 here in the bottom of the second inning. Brett Hoskins looks in for the sign, and that pitch is at the numbers for ball one. McCready hitting .270 to start the year. He's caught every game at this point up to tonight. Tonight, Jody Nutt puts him in right field. The 1-0 coming to the senior McCready is popped up behind us and out of play. And that one's one of those that you always hear the fans at Donley Field cringe, and they do the kind of quick look back as the parking lot is set back there, as somebody probably hopes that didn't hit their car and might be having to make a trip to the auto dealership for a new windshield. The 1-1 comes to McCready. Outside and fights back here to get ahead in the count at 2-1 McCready, a three-sport athlete this year for Grayson County. He was the starting running back for the Cougar football team, one of the starting guards for the Cougar basketball team as well. The 2-1 from McCready with Eli Watson standing down at first, and he reaches down to grab and just get a piece of that one, and move the count here to 2-2 as that one just kind of rolled into what would be the Ohio County on-deck circle. See, Chase probably a pitch he shouldn't, but at least he made just a little bit of contact there. Buddy Hobby, the third base coach, delivered a sign to McCready. The break even coming from Hoskins with one down in the bottom half of the second inning. The pitch is a high chopper to the second baseman Smith. He'll go to the shortstop for one. The relay is not in time. McCready beats out the play down at first, but they do get one. That'll be the second out of the inning. Good hustle by McCready to make sure that wasn't an inning-ending double play. You can go 4-6 on that put out Watson out. The lineup now turns towards Michael Wood, hitting 133 on the year. Pitch is inside, off and running is McCready. He's going to have to get in ahead of the tag. He is safe. Very close play down at second. And that ball, when it bounced on the throw from the catcher Gregory, it was a slow bounce, if that even makes sense. Is that ball, when it came out of his hands, it looked like McCready was going to have no chance to have that bag stolen, but it kind of took a slow bounce. It bounced off the infield, and McCready was able to get down underneath the tag. That one's ripped down the left field line, but foul by about a foot. That would have tied the game up. Michael Wood putting nice contact, turning on the inside pitch. That'll move the count here to 1-1. Be one of those, is we always like to joke here in the high school game that we'd love to have, radars get exit velocity and everything. The technology just hasn't made it down to the high school level yet. That'd be one that you'd like to see the exit velocity, is Wood rip that one. That one goes outside for ball two, and Gregory had to go down to his knee to make sure that one didn't get past, and McCready allow him to move up to third base. 1-0 Ohio County on top of Grayson County. We're in the bottom of the second inning. McCready is off and running, and the throw down to third. He is out, is the call at third, and that is the inning. Through two full, it is Ohio County 1, Grayson County nothing. This is Cougar Baseball on K105. We head to the top of the third inning. Grayson County trails Ohio County 1-0 as Chandler McCready caught stealing to end the second frame. Jaron Van Meter on for inning number 3 of work. Matthew Smith, the leadoff hitter, as it goes back to the top of the order. Smith had a base hit into left field for his first at bat, and the first pitch from Van Meter is outside for ball 1. Score update to bring you. Lady Cougars falling right now in the second inning. They trail Muhlenberg County 11-0 in softball action. The 1-0 is low, and falling behind now at 2 balls and no strikes is Jaron Van Meter. Another score of interest. District game going on down in Edmonson County in Brownsville tonight. It is Whitesville Trinity in softball on top of Edmonson County 2-1 at the end of the first inning as Matthew Smith fouls that one off. We'll move the count here to 2 balls and 1 strike. It's an early district game. Usually district doesn't start for a couple of more weeks, but I also believe that the baseball version of the Whitesville Trinity Edmonson County rivalry is also tonight. The 2-1 from Van Meter is low and inside, and move the count to 3 balls and 1 strike. Van Meter has been getting that call for most of the game. One must have moved just a little bit too far inside. The 3-1 from Van Meter is a fly ball center field. Brothers comes in to grab it for the first out of the inning. It was a loud out as when that came off. Brothers immediately had it read, but it almost looked at first that it might have had a chance to die. Jalen Walker now to hit for the Eagles. Walker grounded out to second in his first at bat, but on that did advance the runner from second and third to Smith. And first pitch from Van Meter is a ground ball here to the first baseman, Drake. He'll call off, and that'll be 3 unassisted. One went off the end of the bat, and Jaron Van Meter will say, "I'll take it" for the second out of the inning. Jacob Gregory will now come in to hit. He had the lone RBI in this game as he sent it right back up the middle. Gregory, there's a breaking ball that came out of the hand of Van Meter. It looked like it almost slipped a little bit, and because of it, pitch went high. Van Meter's pitch count is inching towards the 50 mark in the top of the third inning. His efficiency has gone down a little bit as well. His pitch is low, 4-2. Van Meter in the first inning, 71% for a strike, only 50% in inning number 2, and right now only 3 of his 8 pitches have gone for a strike in this inning. And that will go down even more now to only 33% of his pitches for a strike as that pitch is low, and he's fallen behind Gregory at 3 balls and no strikes. He did this last inning, though, and came right back to get out of it. Pitch. Hit him a little bit. It just got ever so slight of the jersey, and didn't really matter because it was going to be ball 4 anyways, and it was one of those that you could see Gregory, when it came by, the jersey moved ever so slight that allowed for the umpire, Sean Williams, to see that. Courtesy runner in for Gregory down at first base is going to be Bays one more time. Bays did have a stolen base when he was on the base paths last time, and it'll be Ashton Ferris, one of the best bats of this Ohio County team. He struck out looking in his last at bat. And you better believe when a good hitter strikes out looking, he's going to be looking for a first pitch to make contact. That pitch is high, 4-1. Do have to give a lot of respect to Ashton Ferris as well, as he's rocking the pink batting gloves. It takes a special kind of player to get out there with pink batting gloves, and he can pull it off. I give him credit. He's got long red hair as there's a pickoff moving in safe. And Ferris can rock the pink batting gloves. And he can flat out hit too, and I'm sure probably Coach said, "I don't care what color batting gloves you wear. If you keep hitting the way you are, you can have them be whatever color you want." As Ferris fouls that one off to the right side, as that one came inside, and he was able to just saw enough off of it. And Meter trying to work out of this inning without any further damage as Ohio County leads 1-0 here in the top half of inning number 3. Pitch, swing and a miss, and a pitch low, and it's probably a swing Ferris wanted to have back as that was low and outside. Probably not much he was going to be able to do with that. The 1-2 here coming from Van Meter, trying to battle back after losing the last runner on a hit by pitch. Bays a large lead down at first. The pitch, swing and a miss. No, he just got enough of it, said the umpire. He just got enough of a foul tip there as Bays was off and running, and we'll do it one more time. The breaking ball was swung over top of by Ferris, but he did just get ever so slight of the top of the baseball. Here comes the 1-2, a pickoff attempt. In safe is Bays. Van Meter being sure that Bays can stay in close, especially with him off and running on the last play. The 1-2 with 2 down here in the top half of the third inning. Ohio County has the 1-0 lead against Grayson County. The line in the pitch. Swing and a miss. It gets in the dirt behind Mattingly. He's going to have to throw down to first, and it is not going to be in time. Mattingly couldn't find it for ever so slight of a second, and it allows Ferris to hustle down, and now Ohio County has it working with 2 down and runners on first and second. Derek Bradley walked in his first at bat. A big lead for Bays down at second. The pitch from Van Meter's swing and a miss. Bradley was trying to add to this 1-0 Ohio County lead. Ben Everly, the head coach for Ohio County, delivers the signs to Bradley and his base runners. 2 large leads going off. The pitch from Van Meter is inside, and that'll move the count here to 1-1 strike. Jaron Van Meter inching towards now the 60 pitch mark. He's right now at 57. This will be pitch number 18 in this top half of the third inning. The sophomore delivers the pitch. It's outside, and he's falling behind in the count here. 2-1 strike. And we're going to have a mound visit coming. Buddy Hobby making his way out, and going to probably come and talk to Van Meter and just say in a lot of ways it's kind of taking this balance of keeping an eye on the runner at second base, but not staring down the runner at second base. Is on that last play, Van Meter looked at the runner at second base until when he turned his head, he was already starting his windup. I'm sure it's probably one of those that he's saying, just, keep an eye on him, but make sure that you know where you're going to throw the ball at home first. The 2-1 coming here with the runner Bays at second. The runner Ferris is at first. Ohio County already has a 1-0 lead. The pitch, swing and a miss. He got that one right past Bradley to even up the count here at 2-2 strikes. Big pitch coming here from Jaron Van Meter. If he can get out of this inning with no further damage, be a big moment in this game. He checks the runner. The pitch is almost strike as that came inside as Bradley ducked out of the way like that ball was going to hit him. And when he did, the ball went right over his head and it curved almost to the inside part of the strike zone. The 3-2, the runners will be moving. The pitch is fouled off into the Ohio County dugout. It smacked off the brick that protects the Eagles down there at third base. We'll do it one more time. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 down. Top half of the third inning. Ohio County leads 1-0 against Grayson County. A pickoff attempt down at second, and in the head of the tag is Bays. It's an important run there for Van Meter to try and make sure that nothing can go across here at home plate. The 3-2 is popped straight up on the infield. Sawyer Drake calls it at first, and he will snag it for the final out of the inning. Van Meter works out of the jam, and through 2.5, it is Ohio County 1, Grayson County 0. This is Cougar Baseball on K105. Grayson County looking for some offense as we head to the bottom half of the third inning. Michael Wood, Landon Mattingly, and Braden Childress to hit for Grayson as they trail this one 1-0 against the Eagles of Ohio County. Michael Wood was at the plate in the last inning when Chandler McCready was caught stealing at third base to end the potential Cougar threat. So he'll step in. Obviously, the count goes back to 0-0. Brett Hoskins in for inning number 3. His pitch count still at a manageable only 27 through 2 innings. First pitch from Hoskins to Wood. It's fouled off to the right side out of play. Well, actually, Ferris is going to make a play on it. He dives after it, and he does not able to make it, as I thought that ball was going to carry over more towards the Grayson County bullpen. And what an effort by Ferris as he went after that and almost made the play. That is a really tough play as you're running pretty much full steam ahead in unfamiliar foul territory, and you're running and trying to find that ball over your shoulder. He wasn't able to make the play, but it was a really nice effort. There's a swing and a miss from Michael Wood, and Hoskins is ahead in the count at 0-2 strikes. It's one of those plays that if he'd have made it, you'd have tipped your cap if you're the Cougar dugout of just making a really nice play. The 0-2 is inside, and did it hit Wood? It did not. And I can feel it right now that Briley Napier, who was with me at times last season, I can hear him saying it right now. Wear it. That's what he would be saying as Cougar legend that he says, at least so he claims, as here comes the 1-2 to Michael Wood, is a high chopper foul down the third base line. He claims that he holds the state record for hit by pitches in a season. Now, I have spent hours upon hours digging into record books and record books and record books, and you have yet to see his name even listed, let alone him holding that record. So, again, that's what he says. You can take it up with him. The 1-2 is outside, and Wood has fought back to even up the count here, 2-2 strikes. As Wood fell behind 0-2, but he's battled back to make it 2-2. The pitch from Hoskins is again fouled off. Wood doing a nice job here just to keep this bat alive. And I saw some cringes from the Cougar baseball dugout as that one went behind us here in the press box tonight towards the parking lot. And a cringe might mean that somebody might be looking at a new windshield. The 2-2 one more time is high and inside for ball one, or for ball three, and that happened, what Michael Wood just did, just happened to Ohio County in the last inning, where he ducked and that breaking ball went right over his head and almost chipped the inside part of the zone. The 3-2 from Wood is fouled off to the right side out of play. Ferris goes chasing that one, but that one he definitely had no chance at grabbing. And we'll do the 3-2 one more time. This will be pitch number 9 at the at-bat from Michael Wood, and that's a great at-bat to lead off the inning. Almost if he doesn't do anything here, he's fought like crazy in this at-bat, especially after falling behind 0-2. A slow ground ball. The third baseman, Goff, kicks. He fires across the diamond. He's out by half a step. Very close play down at first, but just out, and a nice play by Goff to get him by half a step. Be Landon Mattingly, his first at-bat of the season for Grayson County. The freshman stands in, and here comes the wind and the pitch from Hoskins. Contact, and that one's fouled off to the right side out of play. Grayson County making sure that Brett Hoskins is getting some work in this inning. Is in a lot of ways, Hoskins has barely even had to break a sweat. Not that he break a sweat on a night like tonight where the temperature's hovering around 50 degrees, but he's not had to work very hard, and that one is swung over top of. Count moves to no balls and 2 strikes. Standing in the on-deck circle, the Cougars will be Braden Childress. The 0-2 to Mattingly is a swing and a miss and a pitch outside. And down on strikes goes Mattingly. Braden Childress now comes in to hit for Grayson County. Childress hitting .333 this season. Childress is one of the point guards for the Grayson County basketball team and really came on in the last couple of weeks. He was playing really good basketball for Grayson County going into the district tournament. And the pitch here to Braden Childress is ripped foul down into the Grayson County dugout, into the Grayson County bullpen, and smacks off the top of their clubhouse. We'll do the 0-1 here, coming from Hoskins to Childress. And it is low. It's a good eye by Childress to make sure that that one went by. The 1-1 from Hoskins to Childress with 2 down here in the bottom half of the third inning is a ground ball to the shortstop Towery. He'll throw across, and there down go the Cougars. 1, 2, 3 in the third. Through 3 full, it is Ohio County 1, Grayson County 0. This is Cougar Baseball on K105. Welcome back here to Donley Field, where Grayson County trails Ohio County 1-0, and in for Your color analyst have guessed for innings 4, 5, 6, and maybe if he's talented enough, he'll get inning number 7 as well, which, I mean, if you know the man, you probably know the answer is more than likely not. Be Chase Blaine, former Cougar baseball manager. I guess current, or are we still doing this? Is the first pitch coming as leading off as Brett Hoskins is outside for ball 1?
I guess the term you could use is current Cougar statistician.
Statistician, is that the title that they've given you?
I guess I don't really have a title. I kind of just float.
So does that mean I get to make a title for you?
You can make a title for me. As long as I like it.
No, if you're giving me the opportunity as the 1-0 comes, is fouled off to the right side, out of play in that one. Slow run for Chandler McCready, realizing he wasn't going to have much of an opportunity on that. No, if you give me the opportunity to make a title, it is going to be the title that will stick. I can be very creative. Tonight's broadcast is presented by NCTC, powered by Warren RECC. Find out more at fiberforgrayson.com. As there's a hard ground ball, and it goes through the legs of Ethan Snyder at shortstop. He is unable to corral it, and the leadoff hitter, Brett Hoskins, is on here in the top half of the 4th inning. That's a play you need to make if you're the shortstop, Snyder.
Yeah, Ethan, he's had a couple rough plays this year, just trying to find his rhythm. Important thing about a ground ball is a lot of people think about the throw. It's actually the feet. As long as an infielder has good feet, that really helps them pick the ball and make a solid throw.
It'll be Caden Goff now to hit for Ohio County. He grounded out to the third baseman in his first at-bat. A pickoff move, and safe is Hoskins down at first base.
I know the former Cougar legend Hunter Schirella used to be called the vacuum at first base. Sawyer Drake may be coming for that title the way he's been picking the balls this year.
He has picked a couple on some low throws already in this game. First pitch coming to Goff here from Van Meter is a high chopper foul down the third base line. Eli Watson showing some speed to try and make a play on that. He wasn't able to get it quite enough as it rolls down into down the left field line. Braden Childress has to jog over and grab that one. So we're here in the top of the 4th inning. Grayson County trails Ohio County 1-0. Van Meter, next pitch will be pitch number 67. Pitch count will be something to keep an eye on. Pitch is a ground ball to the shortstop, Snyder. He'll turn, he'll fire. The relay is in time. 6-4-3 goes Grayson County for the double play, and 2 down in the inning. Snyder makes up for the mistake.
That's if you're going to give up an error, that's one way to get it back. Get the next run, gets the next hitter out in the double play, and then you're still facing the minimum that you were or on pace to for that inning.
Graydon Bernard will now step in. He struck out looking in his first at-bat. And the first pitch is a blooper down the left field line. It is a fair ball. Hugs the line. A hard turn by Bernard at first. He's going to hold up there, and that makes the double play even more important because you don't turn that, and you've got runners on first and second. So that one just hugged the line, and that was one of those that it was really close down that line.
Looking here, the outfielders are actually shaded in maybe a tick. So that really helped Childress be able to come up and get to that ball quick.
Brian Tishner will now hit, and he swings over top of the first pitch from Van Meter. Got the runner Bernard at first base. Ohio County looking to add to their 1-0 lead here as they scored that run in the top of the first inning. The pitch is a ground ball, shortstop Snyder. He'll throw across the diamond, and that is the inning. A busy inning for Ethan Snyder at shortstop. He has a part of at least all 3 outs, and through the top half of the 4th inning, it is Ohio County 1, Grayson County 0. This is Cougar Baseball on K1O. We head to the bottom of the fourth inning. Grayson County trails Ohio County 1-0. It'll be the top of the order for Grayson County. Jaron Van Meter, Ethan Snyder, and Camden Brothers to go in, still looking to find some way to get some offense against Brett Hoskins. They've had one runner on base, and that was Chandler McCready. And the pitch is first pitch swing by Van Meter. He slings it into the net, and it bounces into the Ohio County dugout. Sam Gormley and Chase Blaine here with you on the call on a chilly Monday evening at Donley Field. And right now we've been in the press box this entire time, and for the most part it's been nice, warm, and cozy in here. But now some of that wind's starting to come in here as we've got the windows ever so slightly opened. It's starting to maybe not be quite so comfortable in here. The second pitch is low, and move the count here to 1-1 strike. Playing baseball in the cold is never necessarily the thing that players enjoy too much. The 1-1. Called strike, a late strike call on the outside corner from the home plate umpire, Sean Williams. And I'm not sure Jaron Van Meter, the batter, agreed too much of that one as he kind of stepped out. And you could tell it took him maybe an extra second to kind of recollect himself. The 1-2 from Hoskins. Swing and a miss. Van Meter goes down on strikes, and that's the first down here at the bottom of the fourth inning. Go towards Ethan Snyder. He grounded out to third, and Chase, I always like to say, and it's not necessarily a rule or even to describe it as the unwritten rule, but there is something weird about the game of baseball that it almost never fails that when you make an error, you're hitting in the next inning.
Yeah, and that could be a good thing, too, because it gives you a chance to refocus.
And pitch is low in the dirt. And count goes to 1-0 strike on the first pitch here to Ethan Snyder. Snyder made the error at shortstop in the last inning, but did recover and helped turn a 6-4-3 double play.
It helps you come out here, and if you can get a big hit here, it goes away, and you can make up for it.
The 1-0 to Snyder is low for ball 2.
Snyder, he's had a good season thus far. He's batting in the bottom part of the lineup all season. Then today he got moved up the lineup as Coach Nutt tries to switch a couple things around.
The 2-0 is a ground ball right back to the pitcher Hoskins, who snags it, throws on to first. And that is the second out of the inning. Hoskins did a nice job making a play on that ball, as he did kind of have to move the glove a little bit as it was right back at him, but he did have to move the glove across his body to go back and grab it. And that's 2 down in the inning, and it'll be Camden Brothers. Brothers in his first at-bat, grounded out to the third baseman. Brett Hoskins is like a landscaper. He's mowing him down so far in this game. Pitch is called, strike at the knees.
Cam, he gets what we call Aaron Judge strikes due to his height, and his strike zone's just so much bigger, and sometimes the umpires use that in their judgment on the pitches.
The 0-1 is outside for the first ball, and I could say that maybe that is the excuse I can use for why I'm not playing professional baseball, because I'm tall like Camden, and it's just the strike zone was so big. It's not that I couldn't make contact or anything. I think I'm going to use that as an excuse. This pitch is a called strike at the knees, and that's probably an example of it. That was going to be a tough pitch for Brothers to go down and snag.
That's what it was, and as an opposing pitcher too, that's something that you can point out and use that to your advantage, pitching them low like that.
The 1-2 to Brothers is outside, and you could tell Brothers at first was looking at going and taking a swing at that at the outside, but then realized quickly that ball was in the opposing batter's box. The break even here with 2 down in the bottom of the fourth inning. Grayson trails 1-0. The pitch high, and Brothers now has moved the count full with 2 down in the inning.
Camden taking those 2-strike pitches. Sometimes with 2 strikes, the strike zone expands a little bit, and you have to be less selective on which pitches you take.
The 3-2 with 2 down here in the top of the fourth inning, or bottom of the fourth inning, is a called strike on the inside corner and down near the Cougars. Through 4 full, it is Ohio County 1, Grayson County nothing. This is Cougar Baseball on K105. Ohio County on top of this one, 1-0. We are heading into the top half of the 5th inning. It'll also be the top of the order for the Eagles of Ohio County. It'll be Matthew Smith, Jalen Walker, and Jacob Gregory. 1, 2, 3 here. Smith 1 for 2 in this game. He's flied out to center and singled into left field. Jaron Van Meter in for inning number 5 of work. Van Meter in this game tonight for Grayson, 4 innings, 3 hits, 1 run, 1 earned, 1 walk, 4 strikeouts, and a hit by pitch. And the first pitch coming to Smith is fouled off behind the plate. I think Van Meter, for the most part, is throwing the ball very well tonight.
Yeah, Jaron, he whenever you opposing team comes in, they see Jaron, they're not going to think much because of his stature. But Jaron has what we call sneaky fast, sneaky velocity. His fastball, you wouldn't think it would have much velocity, but in the right circumstance, he can.
The 0-1 is a breaking ball outside for ball 1. It didn't have quite enough bend to try and get to that outside corner, and Smith almost was going to take a swing at it.
And then something else, too, his breaking pitches are what gets him out of jams mostly.
The 1-1 is a fly ball center field. It's shallow enough, and it's going to drop. As that one just died on the outside of the infield for the first base runner as the leadoff man is on. His brothers tried to come in on that as they were playing shallow, but not quite shallow enough, as the line drive right back up the middle, and it'll be Jalen Walker now to hit for Ohio County. Walker has grounded out to first and grounded out to second in this game.
Walker in the game on March 15th versus Ohio County, he went 0 for 2 with 2 ground ball outs to second.
And the runner Smith is off. It's a cold strike and not a good throw by Mattingly, and that'll be one of the easier stolen bases that Smith is going to have all year. As I'm sure Mattingly was ready to throw that one, and by the time he popped up, he had no chance. Ohio County been very active on the base paths in this game. They showed off again, putting the runner into scoring position.
We're going to have to give our grounds crew here. I think second base might actually came out on the slide.
Appears that we're okay. They're going to keep on playing right now. That was a cold strike, though, to Walker. And now Walker's going to show bunt. Drake, the first baseman, charges in, and it's a bunt, and it's a good one right back to the pitcher, Van Meter, who throws, and it's not. It's going to be wide, and it's going to go into right field. That's going to play to run. As the second baseman, Wood, coming over to try and cover on that play, did not look like he was at all comfortable on that, and it goes into right field, and it allows the runner to advance.
On that play, I know Chandler, this is just his first game in right field. But that's something you teach the right fielders to always back up the throw at first, or at least start coming in on that. I think that if Chandler would have done that, that might have saved a run.
Smith comes around to score to make it 2-0 Ohio County, and Walker does advance to second base. As Buddy Hobby making the trip out to talk with his young pitcher, Jaron Van Meter, and this is one of these, it's just like, let's take a deep breath. It's still 2-0. And let's worry about the batter, Jacob Gregory, who has had his way. Times with Grayson, he had the lone RBI in this game, and he also has reached via hit by pitch.
Gregory is he's a very patient hitter. He has a great eye, 3 walks whenever we played them earlier in the season.
And the pitch is ripped down the right field line, and it is a foul ball. You can take a big, deep breath out if you are Grayson County, as that could have been really bad. As that one was ripped. Be another one that we'd need to try and track some exit velocity on. The 0-1 coming from Van Meter. He'll try a pickoff attempt, and in safe is Walker down at second base. If you just joined us, the Eagles got 1 run in the first inning and have now just added another one on the error. The pitch from Van Meter is way outside, but a nice job by Mattingly to grab that one off the crow hop. Score update to bring you, though, from District Baseball. Edmonson County, the end of the second inning, leads Whitesville Trinity 3-1. I believe that game is happening in downtown Browntown tonight.
That district battle this year will be very interesting to watch.
The 1-1. High, 4-2. Grayson County does not have their first district game until the 18th of April. They got a couple of weeks, and that will be against Whitesville Trinity, who's the defending 12th district runner-up, as they upset Butler County in the 12th district tournament a year ago. The 2-1 is a fly ball right field. McCready will chase after, and it is out of play. And that one was straightened out. Jacob Gregory would have made this a 4-0 game, as that one was hit a mile. Now leaving up the count here, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Next pitch for Jaron Van Meter will be pitch number 80. Van Meter checks the runner at second, checks him one more time, delivers the break even. It is outside. Mattingly's able to keep the ball in front of him, but the count now will move full.
It was a good block by Mattingly. Sometimes those curveballs down low can be the hardest pitches to block.
He's done a good job tonight, I think, behind the plate. I know that the throw to second on the steal was not the greatest, but I think considering this is really his first start, he's been impressive behind the plate. And that's ripped, another one. Ripped foul, but down that first base line. And Gregory, he's on top of it. He's just a little early as he's pulling all of these balls.
I know Mattingly, he's a player that hasn't really had a shot yet, but he's still just a freshman. I know in a couple years he'll develop into a pretty good catcher, especially on the defensive side of the ball.
The 3-2 pitch coming in the top of the 5th inning. Ohio County leads 2-0. Pitch is outside. It goes to the backstop. It's going to take a hard bounce, and that'll allow the runner advance to third base. And now you got runners on the corners with nobody out on the walk. This will be interesting to see what Jody Nutt will do. Chase, you got a better angle at potentially the bullpen. Is there anybody up and loose right now in the bullpen or no?
I don't see anybody right off. Of course, that doesn't mean the pitching change isn't in the works. I know there's a couple guys on the field that can come in and get them a couple innings if need be. Mikey Wood being one of them that instantly comes to mind.
Cougars do not play tomorrow, but do have another game on Thursday and then again on Saturday. There's a pickoff attempt and in safe is Gregory down at first. Actually, Gregory checks out again, and the courtesy runner comes in. That's again Bays.
I know that the pitching on this team, it's been solid this year, especially from the starters and Gage.
And there's a swing and a miss on the first pitch to Ferris. Ferris, one of the best bats of this Ohio County team. The Cougars have held him in check as they've struck him out twice. Has Van Meter. He did reach on the last strikeout, though, by the drop third strike. As Ferris has both of the home runs for Ohio County, he can put it over the fence. As the 0-1 comes with runners on the corner, still nobody out in the inning. His time is called here as Ferris takes a little bit of extra time to move into the batter's box.
The biggest thing with Jaron right now is he just doesn't need to get flustered. He needs to focus on the hitter at the plate and not worry about that guy at third because they're going to do everything he can to mess him up.
Ferris showing bunt. It is outside for ball 1. Interesting decision there. I'm not sure. That might have been a fake bunt of sorts to kind of throw off Van Meter a little bit. So I can't imagine that Ferris, you know, who enters this game hitting .313 with 2 home runs is going to be bunting in a situation with runners on the corners.
Ohio County, we saw a little bit of it in the region tournament here. They do, in the right situation, put down a bunt.
And he pulls back the bunt there, and it is a ball in the inside corner. But the way he was holding it, it looked like he was going to bunt. It didn't look like that was a fake by any stretch of the imagination at all.
Well, if you look, Drake is holding the runner at first, and then Eli, he's still in the dirt, so that means Jaron would have anything on the right side, it looks like.
The 2-1. And it is a bunt to the third baseman. They're going to get the runner home. No, they're going to make a play at home. And Ferris beats it out. It was a little bit of a safety squeeze, and it is 3-0 Ohio County on the infield bunt.
That was a good heads-up play by Watson there, but sometimes it's best just to take the safe out at first. compared to trying to make the fancy flip to the catcher at home.
Jody Nutt going to make his way out. Will he go to the bullpen, or will this just be a talk with Jaron Van Meter? He still hasn't taken the ball from Van Meter, and he's pointing out at the field. It didn't look like maybe he will take Jaron Van Meter out of the game. He'll head to the bullpen. We'll take a break and let you know who the new pitcher will be after this. This is Cougar Baseball right here on Cable. The 8th grader Gage Napier will be the new pitcher for Grayson County. He comes in and jam as you've got runners on first and second. Nobody out, and 2 runners have already crossed the plate. It's a heck of an opportunity here to throw the 8th grader to the Wolves against a region rival. And to hit is going to be Derek Bradley. Bradley 0 for 1 with a walk and a pop out to the first baseman, and first pitch swinging, he fouls it off to the left side out of play. Chase Blaine with us tonight as your guest color analyst. Chase, what is your scouting report on Gage Napier?
Gage, well, he's an 8th grader, and so far this season he's been really locked down. 4 2/3 innings in only 2 games, but he has a win and a save. He's 1 for 1 in save opportunities, and he hasn't given up a run yet. So this is a good test for him to come in and see what he can do.
Showing bunts, and that pitch is fouled off behind the plate. As no balls and 2 strikes, and he's ahead in the count quickly against Bradley, the junior for Ohio County, and it's a good sign. Come in there, it's an 8th grader, just start peppering the strikes, and if you throw strikes, good things will happen. Good things will happen. Drake, the first baseman, does shade just a little bit in. I don't think you'll be bunting with 2 strikes here, and pitches low for ball 1. As Napier, the 8th grader, into the game, Jaron Van Meter is your defensive alignment. Van Meter moves into left field. Braden Childress moves into right field. Chandler McCready has left the game. Technically, in your batting order, Gage Napier is now hitting in the place of Chandler McCready. And that one's fouled and smacks off the dugout.
Gage, he has 5 strikeouts to only 3 walks this year, but I believe 2 of those walks came against Hancock, if I remember correctly. So he's been solid, including getting the 1 save.
1 ball, 2 strikes, nobody out in the top half of the 5th inning. It's 3-0. Grayson County trails Ohio County. That's fouled off behind the plate. I got the good old color analyst there. Is you okay?
I'm good. I'm not used to having the net and a window in front of me.
Do
Normally.
you need to go take a moment?
No,
after
good.
That is,
I'm good.
Chase, I got a little worried about him there for a second.
It's a different angle than I'm used to, Sam.
You can say whatever you want, but you were the only one that about jumped out of your pants. That one's fouled off behind the plate. Fouled off down the right side is 1-2 strike. As we are up in the air, we've got glass and a net behind us, and the ball was directed down towards the other end of the press box as well.
Normally you're down there on the end of the dugout. You don't have anything protecting you but 1 or 2 bricks. So
the 1-2 is a fly ball hit back into deep right field. Looking up, that ball is out of here. A home run for Derek Bradley, and Ohio County leads 6-0. He turned on that one and let it fly, and it's Donley Field is definitely a pitcher's ballpark, and he turned on that one and let it fly, and that was probably the way for Bradley to say, hey, 8th grader, welcome to varsity play.
He maybe just missed the location on that pitch just a tad, and with the weather being like it is, you wouldn't think the ball would travel with it being so cold, but same thing with Hancock County. Whenever the kid put one in left field, he just ripped on one and it just kept traveling.
Pitch is outside for a called strike. The first one is Brett Hoskins, the pitcher, who now probably feels a lot better than he did just about 20 minutes ago. It's just about 20 minutes ago, he was in himself a pitcher's duel as it was 1-0. But right now, as a starting pitcher, when you got yourself a 6-0 lead, you're probably feeling really good. And that's outside for ball 1. We do have a final score to bring you from Greenville. The Lady Cougar softball team falls tonight in 4 innings to Muhlenberg County. 21-6 is the final score. And there's a ground ball down the left field line for a fair ball. It's going to go all the way into the corner. Van Meter on his horse to get in there. We're going to have a play at second. Not in time. Just in ahead as the relay was not quick enough. And Brett Hoskins has himself a double. And this inning has gone from bad to worse for Grayson County. As a double down the line by Hoskins, the pitcher. And it'll be Goff now to hit for the Eagles.
Yeah, so far this wouldn't be a bad time for, maybe even the shortstop or third baseman to come in, just say, hey, calm down, put that behind you, focus on this hitter, and leave it to your offense.
Pitch is a cold strike on the outside corner, and that might have been a little bit of a help there from the home plate umpire, Sean Williams, helping the 8th graders. That pitch was a little bit outside, and sometimes you might need one of those. Gage Napier checks the runner, Hoskins at second. Checks him one more time. Now delivers the pitch, and it is looped into right field for a base hit. They are going to hold the runner at third. Now they're going to spend him home. Here comes the play as it's a wild throw, not in time. Runner backside advances from first to second, and Ohio County leads 7-0.
Yeah, Braden, he hesitated just a moment whenever he fielded that ball and didn't throw it right away. And then on the throw, that allowed the runner on first to come back around to second. You have to think maybe a cutoff would have prevented that. Probably would have been the smarter play there.
Graydon Bernard will now hit for Ohio County. The Eagles have scored 6 runs in this inning. They lead 7-0, and it is a little bunt dribbler, and it is a perfect bunt. Mattingly makes a play, and it is not a great throw, but Drake has a nice pick. Backside, they try to go to third to get Goff, and he is safe. And it's probably one of those plays that Mattingly should probably just eaten. Probably don't want to make the throw, as it was a nice play by Drake to make it, but that's a bunt infield single, and there is still nobody out in this inning.
Yeah, a couple of times this year it has came to, as Jody Nutt goes to the mound, it's been a couple of times this year where there's been a couple really bad throws on balls that probably should have been eaten, and that's something you're going to have to work with your infielders about, talking about how to make smart decisions with the ball, and even just a basic throw to first can cost you a run sometimes whenever you have no shot to get the runner.
Does close the book on Jaron Van Meter, the pitcher. He goes 4+ innings, 5 hits, 5 runs, 4 earned, 2 walks, 4 strikeouts, and a hit by pitch.
Yeah, Jaron, he's had really solid outings this year. It's just if he can get a little bit of offense behind him. Seems like the offense always takes the day off whenever he pitches, and if he can get some offense, he's going to have a really good season.
It'll be Brian Tishner now to hit as the Eagles have sent 8 men to the plate. All of them have reached base in this inning. 6 runs have crossed the plate for Ohio County. The pitch is outside for ball 1.
Ohio County, they've been playing a little bit of small ball here. I know Coach Clark, he was a big proponent of that sometimes in these situations. So if he's watching this, he's probably seeing what Coach Everly has been doing here.
Here comes the 1-0 to Brian Tishner. He's 0 for 2 in this game. He shows bunt. It's a bunt straight up in the air, and it's going to go foul. And that's where the bunt can come back and backfire very quickly, as that one was almost just had enough air underneath of it to have the Cougars come down on top of it, but wasn't able to get there quite in time. Tishner, though, 0 for 2 in the game. He's grounded out to short and struck out.
But if you're Ohio County, you've seen that the Cougars are having a hard time fielding the bunt, so why not go right out and press the attack?
Especially with inexperience behind the plate in Mattingly. The 1-1. Cold strike on the outside corner. Good pitch there from Gage Napier. Goes across his body, gets it on the outside corner, and it's a really good pitch on a 1-1 count. It is 7-0 here in the top half of the 5th inning.
I know as I look down to my right, Coach Eddie Anderson's here. He's spent a lot of time with some of these 8th graders this offseason, working on them, building up their velocity, working on their breaking pitches.
Here comes the 1-2. Off and running is the runner from first. Mattingly didn't even attempt to throw down. He was just going to let that one go. That'll even up the count here to 2 balls and 2 strikes. And I think Napier was expecting a throw down to second and wasn't ready for Mattingly to fire that one right back to him.
That was actually a design play. To do that to maybe get the runner that's breaking from third back to the plate.
I'm more making the comment that I don't think Gage Napier was ready for it to come so quickly. And there's a swing and a miss. Gage Napier gets the batter down on strikes. Lineup goes back to the top of the order to Matthew Smith, who led us off with a base hit right back up the middle.
Smith in the first game of the series earlier in the season, he had a beautiful spray chart. He had a double into right center, a double to right down the line to left, and an infield hit.
And the first pitch to him, he shows bunt, and it's right in the hole. The pitcher, Napier, gets the ball, throws on to first to get the out. Napier did a really good job as he stared down the runner, looked him back just ever so slightly, and Goff was going to score no matter what. Napier does the smart play in taking the for sure out, but it is 8-0 Ohio County. That'll be a sac bunt to allow the runner to score. You can score that one 1-3, and the Eagles leads 8-0. It'll be Jalen Walker. He's 0 for 3. He reached on an error in his last at bat. And that was the play that I think if you go back at the end of this game as that pitch was high, that was the bunt that Walker laid down. And Drake, the first baseman, came in, and Michael Wood at second didn't make a good play on trying to stop the ball. That'll be the play that I think Jody Nutt will go back at the end of the evening and probably lose sleep over. That changed this game. There's a pitch just inside for ball 2, and falling behind in the count at 2 balls and no strikes is Gage Napier.
You can see Watson, he's shading in from third. Don't put it past him to bunt with 2 outs here. You have an 8-run lead. You don't have much to lose. Why not try it and see if you can't get that 9th run home?
Bernard is that runner at third. Pitch high, and Napier has fallen behind in the count at 3 balls and no strikes.
This one here, you just have to get your 3-0 pitch, get yourself back in this at bat, calm down, then go pitch by pitch from there on out.
Standing in the on-deck circle is the catcher Gregory, and there's a cold strike on the inside corner. Now Napier, you saw Van Meter a couple of times in this game. He fell behind 3-0, but was able to fire back with consecutive strikes to find himself right back into the at-bat. Can the 8th grader Napier do something similar in this situation? The 3-1 pitch here in the top half of the 5th inning is popped straight up on the infield. Sawyer Drake, the first baseman, comes over. They don't talk, and it drops in the infield, and that will allow the 9th run to drop. Sawyer Drake, the first baseman, Michael Wood, the second baseman, didn't communicate at all, and That'll be an infield reached base now, and that's one of those plays that you almost want to give an error to both Wood and Drake, and you can't do it.
Yeah, that's been the second time this year that's happened. I think it actually happened versus Ohio County at Ohio County, and that's just a thing where you have to communicate, you have to call each other off, and especially for Sawyer since he drifted all the way over there.
And the runner is off. They are going to attempt to run down as they do attempt to throw down, but the runner is in ahead of the tag.
But going back to that, Michael, that was almost right to him, and I'm not sure what the conversation was. He may have said he didn't see it, and then that's fine. But you have to call each other off in that case, and you have to communicate in the infield.
The 0-1 pitch is outside for ball one. That'll even up the count here at 1 ball and 1 strike. As Walker moved into scoring position with that steal just a moment ago. 1-1, 2 down here in the inning. If Ohio County puts this next runner in as there's a cold strike, the Cougars would need a run to extend the game. So Ohio County leads 9-0. Napier looks in as Jacob Gregory 1 for 1 in the game with a walk, a hit by pitch, and a base hit right back up the middle. He also has a run batted in, and that's a fly ball hit back into deep right field. Childress goes back to the track and makes the play to end the inning. The Eagles strike, and they strike in a big way in the top half of the 5th inning. 8 runs on 6 hits and 2 Cougar errors. We head to the middle of the 5th inning. It is Ohio County 9, Grayson County nothing. This is Cougar Baseball on K105. Landon Chiarella will lead off the bottom of the 5th inning for Grayson County. They find themselves with a deficit. They trail 9-0 after the Eagles added 8 runs in the top half of the 5th inning. Chiarella 0 for 1 in the game with a ground out to the second baseman. And there's a cold strike. Brett Hoskins in for another inning of work, and Hoskins has been very good in this game. 4 innings, 1 hit, 3 strikeouts. Cougars have really had no luck whatsoever getting anything against them, and it's not like they've really even had hard contact that's been hit. As the Ohio County infield and outfielders have really had an easy day out there. The 1-1 coming to Chiarella is high for ball 2. Score update to bring you from 12th District Baseball action at the end of the 3rd inning. It is Edmonson County on top of Whitesville Trinity 6-1. Game happening in downtown Browntown tonight. And the 2-1 is called. Strike on the outside corner. That'll even up the count here. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Tough call there. It's just a little bit too far outside. The break even coming to Chiarella from Hoskins is a line drive base hit into left field. The first hit for the Cougars since the 2nd inning. ends the streak there of Hoskins mowing him down, and now the lineup will go towards the player who had that hit, Eli Watson.
Shirella, that's just been what he's been doing all year. He's been finding the gap in the outfield, hitting hard hit balls, and whenever you hit them hard, 9 times out of 10, they're going to find the outfield.
It's 9-0 Ohio County, and the lineup now goes towards Eli Watson, who had the infield hit, and that one bounces out of the glove. Shirella is off, and he's going to have the base. The pass ball, and Shirella didn't hesitate a second. He was off, and he was going to take the base to move into scoring position.
And that was a great thing. He didn't wait for one of the coaches to yell go. He read the ball as it was coming out of the pitcher's hand, saw it was going to be high, and then once it missed the catcher's mitt, he took off.
That's what you call baseball IQ. That pitch moves outside, 4-2, and heading the count now is Eli Watson at 2 balls and no strikes. You can tell that it's almost like his dad coached him to do things like that. You think that happened, Chase?
Yeah, that and his brother,
That one's fouled off to the right side, and it'll go out of play. I'm not sure his brother really did that much.
If we're talking about baseball IQ on the team, it's hard to overlook Shirella. I mean, you have a great argument for him. You know, he plays a lot of baseball in the summertime, even when he's not with the Cougars. He watches a lot of baseball in his free time.
We just got to work on his professional sports teams, right? The pitch is in the dirt outside for ball 3.
Well, he could always be a Reds fan.
Well, listen, hey now. I don't. Is a Pirates fan any better? I was gonna say. I mean, listen here. The 3-1 pitch comes, and it is a ground ball up the middle, off the glove of the pitcher Hoskins. The shortstop comes over and throws to get Watson, but the runner Shirella does advance to third base to get 90 feet away.
On that play, the ball bounced off of the pitcher's gloves there. A lot of times that changes the trajectory of the ball where the shortstop or the second baseman shooting towards the middle, and it can often deflect it enough where it gets a hit, but that one just had a bad deflection, went right to the shortstop.
Yeah, it did just ever so slightly, and like you said, if anything, it really helped him out. And that's the first down of the inning, and it'll be Gage Napier, the pitcher. There's a cold strike to him.
Gage, he's only had one varsity at bat in his career, and it was against Hart County on Friday.
Is this a pinch hitter in?
Or this is actually Levi Rogers.
It is Levi Rogers in, and there's a pickoff down at third base. Shirella is caught napping. And that would probably be a play that we can probably say that Dad probably will not be as happy about. That's a tough one to break after the Cougars had potentially a runner 90 feet away.
Levi, he's another 8th grader. He may come in and pitch after this. He has a couple pitching appearances this season.
And there's a swing and a miss, and just like that, you blink, and the inning is over. We're through 5. Ohio County leads 9-0. This is Cougar Baseball on K1. We head to the top of the sixth inning. Ohio County on top of Grayson County 9-0. The new pitcher into the game for Grayson County is going to be Levi Rogers. And the hit will be Ashton Ferris for Ohio County. The Eagles exploded in the top half of the fifth inning with 8 runs and expand this lead to 9-0. And the first pitch from Rogers is low and inside for ball 1. It's Sam Gormley and Chase Blaine with you on the call. And Chase, when you give the scouting report on Levi Rogers, what do you see?
You see, well, he spent a lot of time this offseason working.
And there's the pitch that is low, bounces in the dirt. That'll be ball 2.
He's actually been working with former Major League pitcher Luis Coleman, who came down and talked to us here in the banquet this past offseason. He's been working. He has a fastball, of course, a little bit of velocity, a little bit of movement on. He has kind of like a cutter-slider mix.
The 2-0 is low and inside for ball 3, and Rogers is falling behind in the count here, 3 balls and no strikes.
The important part, I think, for these 8th graders is whenever you get down the count, not to get frustrated. And with Jaron, even Jaron, too, who doesn't have that much varsity experience.
The 3-0 is a cold strike on the outside corner.
To not get flustered, to just keep in your rhythm. Don't pace yourself. Don't worry about the count. Go in and just focus on making the next pitch better and going back and attacking these hitters.
The 3-1 is a cold strike on the outside corner. He got that corner called in the last at bat, or the last pitch, went right back to it. And if you know what, Chase, if I'm him, you know where I go right here? I go right back to that same corner. See if you can't get him going. And he does, and Ferris says, I'll take it. Fly ball, deep center field. Brothers on the track, and it bounces off the base of the wall. Ferris will go into second standing up. And there is a leadoff double from Ohio County.
Whenever you have a good hitter like that and you show him, 2 in the same spot, he's looking. He knows that, especially with a younger, inexperienced pitcher, and plus he likes hitting here. In the region tournament, he put one in the back of Tony Embry's yard in the cedar tree in dead center field.
Tonight's broadcast is presented by NCTC, powered by Warren RECC. Find out more at fiberforgrayson.com. 9-0. Ohio County leads Grayson County, and in and hitting now is going to be Derek Bradley, and the first pitch from Rogers is outside for ball 1. So Ohio County and Grayson County, when these two teams have met up, it has been a war every single time that they go. It's since 1998, Grayson County leads the series 16-14. As pitch just misses on the outside corner, and Rogers falls behind in the count now with 2 balls and no strikes. Last time that the Eagles were able to run rule the Cougars was back on the 23rd of March of 2019. They won that game 13-0.
Especially looking at last season, we swept this team. The Cougars beat Ohio County twice, and they went to the region championship.
The 2-0 is just misses. I wonder if that one might have gone just a little bit too high.
I don't know. Mattingly did a great job of framing that pitch, bringing it back down a little closer to the strike zone and not moving his body, just moving his glove down to maybe try to get that call. He didn't get it that time.
The 3-0 pickoff move, and it goes into center field. Nothing will happen there, as Ferris wasn't going to move and try and attempt there, but that is one that you probably take a deep breath at if you're Grayson County, but Brothers smartly was right there to back it up.
The daylight play that we run right there, where you turn and the shortstop, you can't have the same look every time, and I think that's part of the reason why we just haven't found our rhythm whenever picking off the second.
The 3-0 pitch is high for ball 4, and it gets off the glove of Mattingly. Ferris will go into third. And looks like running down to first base was Derek Bradley. I think he fell or something and tripped as he went into first base. Appears that he's okay. I'm not sure if it was his mom or somebody was laughing like crazy down there, and I wasn't watching to see, and I looked down and just saw him face first into first base. That'll now be the pitcher, Brett Hoskins. He ripped a double down the left field line in his last at-bat.
Eli Watson had a play earlier this season at Meade County where he actually tripped over the bag on a double.
That'll happen sometimes. At least, and that pitch is high and inside for ball 1. And I can probably think I can say this since it seems like the Ohio County faithful will probably be telling him this is at least Eli Watson had the excuse of that was he was hustling, probably going for a double. Well, that was a walk.
Eli Watson was trying to leg out a triple on a ball that didn't even make it halfway to left field on that play.
That's what I call brownie points for trying. High and inside for ball 2. If you're not trying, you're not doing anything.
Yeah, he was definitely trying. I know his dad, Coach Watson down there, we were all worried that he didn't touch first, and that's why he went back, and because we were following the ball, and then he comes in the dugout like, yeah, I tripped over first. It happens.
You know what? Sometimes that does happen. The 2-0. Cold strike. Saw a little snap there to a little bit of some curvature on that pitch, and move the count here to 2 balls and 1 strike. You got runners on the corners, nobody out here in the top half of the 6th inning. If Ohio County does score this run, Grayson County would need a run to extend the game at least into the 7th inning. The 2-1. Swing and a miss. Nice pitch there to get that one past Hoskins. Rogers has fought back to even the count here, 2 balls and 2 strikes.
And again, in a game like this too, it's not necessarily it's more about getting experience than it is trying to pitch your way back in this game because you're not going to be able to. You have to have some offense to do that.
That one's fouled off behind the plate. Nice job not jumping out of your britches on that one. That one, if anything, I would have been okay with it because it was at least directed more towards your angle.
See, I'm used to, it's scary up here, you working beside you never know what might happen, and you always got to be on your toes when you're.
The break even coming to Brett Hoskins. Runners on the corners, 9-0, Ohio County on top. The pitch is a ground ball to the third baseman, Watson. He'll go across the diamond to get the easy out. Ferris thought about breaking for home, but doesn't do it. The runner, Bradley, does advance to second. With 1 down here in the top of the 6th inning, you've got runners at second and third. The batter now will be Goff.
Watson did exactly what you're supposed to do whenever you field that ball. Look at the lead runner, make sure he goes back, throw it to first, and then Sawyer came up on the hop, and then look where if he would have been breaking, he would have thrown home for a chance for the out.
Goff is 1 for 3 in this game. Singled into right in his last at bat. He has hit into a double play and grounded out to third. And there is a base hit into left field. That's going to score 1 run. They're going to wave around the second run. The throw comes in, and backside Rogers will not be able to get it. And it's a high throw in, and advancing to second and thinking and taking a hard turn around third was Goff. The base hit, plates 2, and he advances 2 more bags, and I think even probably will be the proper way to score it is he advances to third on a throwing error by the pitcher Rogers.
Yeah, Sawyer, he came up there with the cutoff, and then he turned and looked at second, decided to go home. A play at second probably would have been the better play there. You had a better chance of getting the out.
And there's a first pitch ball.
And plus that would have prevented the throw over Mattingly's head to stop the runner from going to third.
Graydon Bernard will now hit. He's 2 for 3 in this game. The Eagles lead 11-0, and that's fouled off down the third base line. And might have to, if I make fun of you, I might have to check on. We have one camera operator down that area, and I think if we had to check your britches afterwards, we might have to go check him after this inning.
I think Cody on that one, he relocated to the batting cage there that protects the bullpen down the third base line.
The 1-1 is a cold strike on the inside corner, and Rogers doing a nice job here fighting back, shaking off the potential mistake. As Goff is the runner at third base, 11-0 Ohio County. The pitch is sawed off, and it is caught by Watson. What a play down at third base. Watson goes down to grab it. So he sawed him off, and Watson was able to go down, and he picked that one off of his shoestrings to get the play. A little pop-out Watson on the infield grass. And the 9-hole hitter, Brian Tishner, he is 0 for 3 with 2 strikeouts and a ground out to the shortstop. Rogers trying to make sure that no more runs cross the plate It is 11-0 Ohio County. They have scored 10 runs in the last inning and 2/3. Pitch is high over the head of the hitter Tishner. Grayson County again was supposed to play Warren Central tomorrow. That game is no longer on the schedule. In fact, Warren Central will be playing this Ohio County team tomorrow. The 1-0. Swing and a miss. And the count goes to 1-1 strike. The next game for Grayson County will be on Thursday. They'll make the trip down to the Bowling Green area, taking on Warren East. That game will be a 5:30 first pitch from the northern side of Bowling Green. One's fouled off to the right side out of play.
Whenever you have a runner on third, especially with 2 outs, they'll oftentimes try to dance down the line or just throw the pitcher out, distract the pitcher where he doesn't quite focus on the mitt like he should. And Levi's done a great job preventing that thus far.
The 1-2 pitch coming is a fly ball hit back into center field. Brothers, the center fielder, is under it, and that is the inning. We're through the middle of the sixth inning. It is Ohio County 11, Grayson County nothing. This is Cougar Baseball on K105. Cougars will need a run if they want to extend this game. It's the bottom of the sixth inning. Ohio County leads Grayson County 11-0. Sam Gormley and Chase Blaine with you tonight on a chilly, chilly night at Donley Field. 45 degrees for baseball. That's what you got to call baseball weather, right, Chase?
That's right. That's right. Cold games at the start of the season, scorchers as they ended.
I almost prefer a little bit of a scorchers, but really to me, the perfect baseball weather is about 75 degrees, a light breeze, a couple of clouds in the sky. That's, to me, perfect. Maybe 80. 80, I think, is getting there in the sweet spot, and maybe at some point this season we'll get a little bit of it. Michael Wood will be on to hit for Grayson County, and the first pitch to him is low for ball one. Brett Hoskins in to try and close this one out. Grayson County needs at least 2 runs to extend this game. And the first pitch is low and inside, or the second pitch, rather, is low and inside. For Hoskins in this game, he's thrown 5 innings. He has 2 hits, 4 strikeouts. Been really good tonight for Ohio County. The 2-0 to Wood is outside, and he's fallen behind in the count here. 3 balls and no strikes as Hoskins in this game has only thrown 55% of his pitches for a strike, but it's not walked anybody.
I know Hoskins coming into this game, he only had 3 2/3 innings and only gave up 1 run, so he's flying under the radar coming this game. Not anymore after tonight.
Called strike on the inside corner. That's the good old, as they say, the 3-0 Leo. Might have been a ball on another pitch, but you know what? On the 3-0, that strike zone, like the Grinch's heart, kind of doubles in size. There's the first walk as that's outside. And that will be the leadoff runner on base via the walk for Michael Wood. And the lineup goes towards Landon Mattingly, the catcher 0 for 1 tonight with a strikeout.
You look and I know we have a hit or 2 so far tonight, but this is the bottom of the 6th, and you're still on your second trip through the lineup. That says a lot for a pitcher.
Hoskins has been very good in this game. In fact, he's faced the minimum in this game because 2 runners have been, 1 runner caught stealing and another runner was picked off. Both runners that have reached base in this game. as McCready earlier on was caught stealing, and Shirella was picked off.
At this
Pitch
rate,
outside, and that'll move the count here to 2 balls and no strikes.
at this rate, she's going to pitch what we call the Maddox.
He's gone the minimum. But right now, if the Cougars can avoid a double play or Wood getting out on the base paths, at least we'll stop that and pick off attempt in safely is Wood down at first base.
You know, whenever you're down 11, you have to go with the mindset that, hey, if I'm, first 3 or 4 batters, I'm not going to tie this game up.
There is a swing and a miss by Mattingly, and you touched on it. That's a good point. Is there is no such thing as an 11-run home run.
Exactly. You just have to go. You have to worry about getting yourself on base. You can't worry about the guy behind you. You just have to go, get yourself on base, and start a rally.
Pitch is at the knees, called strike, and that'll even up the count here at 2 balls and 2 strikes. The runner, Michael Wood, is at first base. It is 11-0. Ohio County on top of Grayson County. It was a pitcher's duel through the first 4 innings, but then the Ohio County offense exploded. Pitch goes high, and count will move full. Tell Hoskins might be getting a little tired out there. He hasn't had to work too hard, but he is right now. He's not this pitch coming, but the pitch after will be pitch number 80 in the game. And that pitch is high, and he's walked the first 2 batters of the inning, and immediately time is called, and one of the assistant coaches is going to make his way out and talk quick with Hoskins, and he's probably going to be asking the question that I was just asking of, you feeling okay? You tired? And if you're tired, let's get you out here and let's see somebody else can come in and shut the door on this, because, yes, you're up by 11 runs, and that is a massive potential comeback. But, comebacks happen.
Yeah,
They happen, and, you never know.
Yeah, and I think an important note, too, with the last couple walks, they've actually put him over the 75 pitch mark, which doesn't seem like anything, but that prevents him from pitching for the next 3 days. I know if a game tomorrow and then possibly a game on Thursday for Ohio County, that could definitely put them in a little bit of trouble as far as the rotation looks like.
The Eagles do have a game tomorrow and on Thursday, and then next week, there's a cold strike at the knees to Braden Childress. They get to head to good old Panama City. They're going to play some games down there. That must be a tough life. They're going to leave the 45-degree weather of Kentucky, head down to the warmth of Florida. Pitch goes through the legs of the catcher, and that is going to be a wild pitch, and the Cougars have runners in scoring position now. That's
part of the benefits of whenever you finish as the region runner-ups. You can go out, you're more lucrative to some of these bigger tournaments, and you get more offers to go play in other states.
As you look, as they're playing school from Florida, 2 from Georgia, and 1 from Kentucky. They're playing good old Washington County, and there's a pitch, and you could tell Braden Childress about halfway through that. As he swings and misses, about halfway through that swing, he's like, oh, what am I doing? And he tried to hold back, but there was nothing he could do to hold off on that. 1-2 coming from Hoskins to Childress is low, and that'll even up the count here, 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Good thing, good hustle by Hoskins to go get that ball after the error throw by the catcher. That was a good job by the base runners on that pass ball to read the ball down and then advance 90 feet.
The break even. Called strike 3 right down Broadway. Childress watches that one go. And the lineup will flip back over to the top for Jaron Van Meter. Van Meter 0 for 2 with a fly out to center and a strikeout swinging. Van Meter came into this game hitting over 500. That is in danger here with this at-bat.
That pitch to Childress just way too close with 2 strikes.
Pitch is a called strike, a pickoff attempt, and he is safe down at third as Gregory got Shirella in a similar moment like that earlier. Not this time. And now an errant throw back, but Ferris was there on top of it.
Well, big part of this Cougars, some of the reason why we've lost actually a couple games is just untimely mistakes at the plate, striking out, we have way too many backwards Ks so far this year.
Pitch is high and outside, a 4-1. That's the thing with backwards Ks is those are, and listen, it happens. Sometimes maybe it was not the greatest call behind the plate. And sometimes maybe it was just one of those that, and there's a pitch on the outside corner, cold strike, and falling behind in the count here, 1 ball and 2 strikes. And sometimes it's one of those situations where you just lose, it's just a good pitch, and you just tip your cap. The 1-2 is inside. Did it hit him? It did not, and a runner comes home, and the shutout is over. Coming in was Wood to score on the wild pitch, and that was a ball called, and the runner Mattingly advances to third.
Mattingly on the play actually rounded third, but Ohio County's third baseman was actually going for the ball, and he was actually in the base path, and if Mattingly might have sold that a little better, he could have maybe got an obstruction call, because Ohio County's third baseman, he was right in the base path as Mattingly was trying to round third.
Grayson County does, and there's a swing and a miss from Van Meter. He'll go down on strikes for the second out of the inning. In Grayson County now, if Mattingly will score, we will be playing the seventh inning. If not, the game is over. So it'll turn up to Ethan Snyder to try and extend the game. Snyder is 0 for 2 in the contest. Ground out to the pitcher and a ground out to third. It's high and inside for ball one.
Gregory, the catcher, stepped up there and he thought about going to third, but since there's actually a right-handed hitter compared to the lefty that was up there earlier in Mikey Wood, it's a little harder to pick back to third.
And there's a swing and a miss, because that's always the one thing here is that, as I've always been told, is that he doesn't have to get out of the way. He can stay there. The hitter is, that batter's box is his. Same thing on a steal. He's allowed to stay in the box as much as it is. It's the catcher's job, and there's a swing and a miss, and the Cougars are down to their final strike. It's one of those things that I know some people think that, you can't, if the catcher moves and throws it off his back, if he's in the batter's box, he's allowed to be there. So here comes the 1-2 pitch. Can Ethan Snyder keep the game going? And he does at least one more pitch as he fouls that one off into the Cougar bullpen.
I think a big story of this game is you're going to look at, they gave up 11 runs, but you have to look at how efficient Jaron Van Meter was. If he had a little bit of offense behind him, that boosts momentum. And
the 1-2 is a called strike three. That pitch curved in. It went right down the middle. That'll end tonight's game. Your final score, Ohio County 11 and Grayson County 1. We'll come back and wrap it up after this, as this is Cougar Baseball on K1. Grayson County falls tonight against Ohio County by a final score of 11-1. Cougars are now 3-3 on the season following the loss to the Eagles of Ohio County. And this is going to be one of these games that Grayson County is just going to have to, in a lot of ways, it's just forget. It happened. It's done. You can't change it. You got to move on. Chase Blaine, your final thoughts from tonight's game?
Final thoughts. I think strikeouts, lack of offense definitely is what cost us. We may have gave up 11 runs, but that's not necessarily on the pitchers. Something else I would want to mention is Jody Nutt. He stepped into this role this past offseason. He's done a great job changing the philosophy on this team. Of course, he's really brought the team together, having more of a family motto. Last year, it wasn't necessarily the coaches or anybody's fault. Just last year, you didn't see as much of the players picking each other up. And you can tell this year this is a group that's fun to be around. They enjoy each other's presence, and they love playing the game of baseball.
Chase, I appreciate you taking the time. That's Chase Blaine. And running down quickly the stats to wrap up the coverage. Ohio County scores 11 runs on 11 hits and no errors. The Cougars 1 run on 2 hits and 4 errors. For Ohio County, home run by Derek Bradley was the main play, as Bradley finishes with 3 runs batted in. Goffs finishes with 3 runs batted in. And a single run batted in as well for Smith, Ferris, and Gregory. For Grayson County, the Cougars have only 2 hits in the game. 1 by Landon Shirella and 1 by Eli Watson. The Cougars strike out 7 times. They do reach base with a pair of walks in that final frame. The winning pitcher tonight, Brett Hoskins. He goes the distance and pitches 6 innings. 2 hits, 1 run, 1 earned, 7 strikeouts, and 2 walks. For Grayson County, the loss goes to Jaron Van Meter. He finishes with 4 innings pitched, 5 hits, 5 runs, 4 earned, 4 strikeouts, and 2 walks. Gage Napier came in relief. He threw 1 inning, 4 hits, 4 runs, 3 earned, and 1 strikeout. And Levi Rogers, 1 inning, 2 hits, 2 runs, both of them being earned, and 1 walk. Cougars will be back in action coming up on Thursday as they will make the trip to Warren East High School. Start time for that game will be 5:30 p.m. from the Bowling Green area. We invite you to join us tomorrow night as we'll be making the very long trek across campus to the Grayson County Softball Complex, where the Grayson County Lady Cougars will open up district play tomorrow night against Butler County. As if my memory's right, that is a 5:30 first pitch from the Grayson County Softball Complex. We'll be there for the call of that game right here on K105 Digital Productions. So you'll be able to hear that game beginning, I think it's about 5:15, 5:20, somewhere on that range, by K105's Facebook or YouTube page. That'll wrap up our coverage tonight. I want to thank the K105 Digital Productions crew for their hard work tonight. Cody Brock was your camera operator, and Chase Blaine was your director. So tonight, where the Grayson County Cougars fall to Ohio County by a final score of 11-1 and move to 3-3 on the season. This is Sam Gormley saying so long, everyone.